judge, well, a judge weighed in and said that the Aliso Canyon facility that you see behind me here in Porter Ranch can once again continue as it tries to amp up to restart its operations. Now, let's take you back in time to give this whole story some perspective. It was back in late 2015, as you'll remember, that there was first discovered a leak of methane gas from this area. The leak lasted more than 4 months. It took them that long to cap it. Before it was done, this went down in history as the largest methane gas leak in United States history. More than 8,000 households were relocated during that time. Since then, this plant has pretty much been defunct. It hasn't been operating. But earlier this month, I should say, state regulators said that the Aliso Canyon facility run by Southern California Gas had done everything that it needed to meet the state's mandates, and it could once again begin operations, although it could only operate at about 28% of its capacity. Southern California Gas says that was good enough for them, but the County of Los Angeles stepped in and said not so fast. They filed a lawsuit, and last week they filed a temporary restraining order. On Friday, that temporary restraining order was heard by a judge and was granted, but then Saturday afternoon, late Saturday, a state court weighed in and said, nope, that temporary restraining order will not stand up. So Aliso Canyon can once again begin its operations, or at least amp up to start those operations fully. Those who protest this site and who have been against it for now more than 2 years, well, they say there's information out there that the community isn't getting, and they say that this plant should be shut down entirely.
One thing they completely leave out of their statements is the fact that their own manager said that the earthquake risk has not been addressed, not to mention the ongoing leaks, smells, emissions since they supposedly repaired that facility. This has been an ongoing problem, so we expect more problems as soon as they switch this thing back on.
Once that state court lifted that temporary restraining order on Saturday, Southern California Gas came out with this statement saying over the last 18 months, Aliso Canyon has undergone what state regulators have called the most comprehensive safety review in the country. We have met and in many cases exceeded the rigorous requirements of the state's safety review. So they will continue to amp up their operations. At this point, Southern California Gas has not gone on record saying exactly when this facility will begin operating again at that 28%. In the meantime, the County of Los Angeles says they're not done yet. They are filing court papers today with an appellate court to see if they can get that temporary restraining order back in place. We'll keep you updated. It's an ongoing saga, but for right now, that is the very latest from Porter Ranch. I'm Wendy Birch, and I'll send it back to you.
Wendy, thank you. Are you feeling stressed?